Have you ever stood alone, with everything and everyone against you, but you still chose to trust God? That's the story of Daniel, a man thrown to the lions not because he did something wrong, but because he did what was right. And what happened next? It's one of the most powerful miracles in the entire Bible. This is the story of Daniel in the Bible and how he survived the impossible. Daniel was just a teenager when it all began. He was taken from his home in Jerusalem after King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon conquered the city. Daniel didn't choose to live in Babylon. He was forced. But even in a foreign land surrounded by idols, temptations, and pressure to change, Daniel stayed true to the one true God. The king offered Daniel the finest food and wine from his palace, but Daniel refused it all. He didn't want to defile himself. He asked for vegetables and water instead. Many would have said, "It's just food, it's just culture, just blend in." But Daniel knew who he was, and God honored his faith. Daniel and his friends looked stronger and healthier than anyone else. As Daniel grew, so did his wisdom. God gave him understanding in dreams and visions. Soon, he was chosen to serve the king directly, not once, but under multiple kings. Even when Babylon fell and a new king, Darius, took over, Daniel still rose to the top. Why? His life was marked by integrity, excellence, and prayer. But not everyone liked Daniel's favor with the king. Some jealous officials wanted him gone, so they came up with a trap. They convinced King Darius to sign a law saying no one could pray to any god or man except the king for 30 days. They knew Daniel would never stop praying to his God, and they were right. Daniel heard about the law. He knew the punishment, death in the lion's den. But what did he do? He went home, opened his window, and prayed just like he always did. 3 times a day, every day. Faith doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it's the quiet choice to kneel and pray no matter the cost. The officials caught Daniel and brought him to the king. King Darius was heartbroken. He loved Daniel, but he couldn't change the law. So, with great sorrow, he ordered Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. But as Daniel was lowered into that dark pit of death, the king said something powerful. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." The den was sealed with a stone, and the king couldn't sleep all night. At sunrise, King Darius ran to the den. "Daniel, servant of the living God," he shouted, "has your God saved you from the lions?" Then came the voice from inside the pit. "My God sent his angel and he shut the lions' mouths. They have not hurt me because I was innocent in his sight." Can you imagine the king's joy? Daniel was lifted out, not a single scratch on him. Because when you walk in God's ways, even in the darkest places, he walks with you. The king then made a decree to the entire kingdom. The God of Daniel is the living God. His kingdom will never be destroyed. He rescues and saves. He performs signs and wonders. He saved Daniel from the lions. And those who plotted against Daniel? They were thrown into the same den and didn't survive. Daniel's story isn't just about lions. It's about faith when you're tested. It's about prayer when the world says be silent. It's about trusting God when doing so might cost you everything. You may not face lions, but maybe you're facing fear, pressure, isolation, injustice. If Daniel could stand strong in a foreign land, you can stand strong in your situation too. Because the same God who shut the mouths of lions, it is still with you today. So don't give up. Stay faithful. God is able to rescue you from the impossible.